Oh, what it is, everybody. What it is, what it is, what it is. We're going to talk about some stuff today. We're going to get into the stuff that people can't talk about because they don't know about. So let's get into it. We ain't playing no more games. Let's get into it. First of all, you have the king of R&B. You have the king of R&B. Man wrote hits for every goddamn body. I'm going to take me off the screen. I want y'all to see this. When they want you, they will get you. No matter how it takes, no matter how long it takes, no matter the cost. You see R. Kelly's net worth now is negative $2 million. Can't hear me? Can y'all hear me now? 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 Yo, can you hear me? Yes or no? Okay, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. All right, good. So, like I was saying, we got the king of R&B, and you see how they trying to set Robert up to where they can't. So now Robert won't be worth nothing, even if they release him. That's the whole goal, for him to be diminished to the scum of the earth. So his net worth went from 550 million to now he's negative $2 million. How's that possible when the catalog that Robert possesses, when I say possesses, I mean wrote, produced, sung, is worth to this day right now 4.7 billion with a maturity date of 12/20/2020. I'm trying to figure some things out. So it says R. Kelly net worth. R. Kelly is an American singer, songwriter, actor, and record producer. As of 2020, R. Kelly's net worth is negative $2 million. At his peak, his net worth was easily in the tens of millions, perhaps as high as 100 million. In April 2020, Kelly revealed to a judge in making a case for being released from prison that he owes nearly 1.9 million to the IRS alone. Now, wait a minute. I thought Don Russell said his mama cleared that up. So if his mama cleared it up, how do he owe it? Y'all gonna see the lies that people have told to be broken. It says Robert Spencer Kelly was born on the south side of Chicago on January 8th, 1967. He dropped out of high school to perform as a subway musician. He earned his big break when he won a $100,000 prize on the talent show Big Break. Kelly signed with Jive Records in 1991 and released the album Born into the 90s with his group Public Announcement in 1993. Soon after, he released his solo debut 12 Play, which was eventually certified 6 times platinum. You're certified 6 times platinum. At the same time, he began a career producing records for others, including the debut album of the teenage pop singer Aaliyah. In 1995, his album R. Kelly sold 4 million copies. That's 4 times platinum. Soon after, his single I Believe I Can Fly topped the charts and won 3 Grammy Awards. Kelly released a series of multi-platinum multi-platinum, not one, a series of multi-platinum albums in the 2000s, as well as the multi-part hip-hop opera Trapped in the Closet, which he released to radio stations in short portions. The final portion of was officially released to the public in the spring of 2010. Now watch this. Here's where the lies start. In 1994, Kelly secretly married Aaliyah, allegedly. Though the marriage was later annulled, he went to marry dancer Andrea Lee in 1996. Wait a minute. You married Aaliyah in 94, right? Let's break this shit down. You married Aaliyah in 1994. That will make you labeled as a pedophile, which he was not labeled. He was only looked upon from the colored community. But you mean to tell me that Miss Andrea Lee, the lady who says that she helped him win his Grammys and everything and this and that R. Kelly was the man and nothing was wrong? So you mean to tell me that 2 years later she married a pedophile and she didn't know about it? But wait a minute. Check this out. How can he be a pedophile? How can he be a pedophile if none of this was even filed on? You see where I'm going with this? The words that people use. Oh, Robert's a pedophile. Well, tell me how. Because he married Aaliyah. Okay, you mean to tell me he married Aaliyah in 94 and then Drea in 96 and Drea ain't have a problem with that? Get the fuck out of here. Something ain't right. You ain't going to tell me that. You ain't going to tell me just because he was older than Aaliyah and he wrote for Aaliyah, all of a sudden he had to sleep with Aaliyah? Why? Why do men that hold some type of statue just have to sleep with somebody because they're beautiful? Why can't men just have a genuine love because the late great Aaliyah was helping him read and write? So it makes sense. We got to get Aaliyah up out of here because she's helping our guy, Mr. Robert Kelly. She's helping Robert Kelly to understand that we're getting over on him. We can't have that. We can't have that. We can't have Aaliyah helping Robert. So what we do, we go put things out there. We go put certain things out there. We go hire people and force people to go make up lies as a scandal, just in case if I need to come back and do it. Shameless plug. Don't forget to hit the Patreon page today. I will be uploading some stuff before I get out of here and go to work. But back to what we're saying. It just didn't make sense. Then it says, R. Kelly's career has had its share of controversies over the years. He was arrested and charged with allegedly having sex with an underage girl. He was eventually acquitted of all 14 charges. R. Kelly has released 14 studio albums, 5 compilation albums, and 3 collaboration albums. In addition to his 3 Grammys, Kelly has won dozens of awards, including several AMAs and BET Awards and many Billboard Awards. His most recent albums, Black Panties and The Buffet, were released in 2013, 2015, respectively. He has also participated in 12 official tours around the world, spanning from 1994 to 2013. He is also planning to make his debut as a film director and producer in the next couple of years, and is gearing up to take his musical Trapped in the Closet to Broadway. Time out. I got it. Thank you, Celebrity Net Worth. Right here tells it all. He has also participated in 12 official tours around the world, spanning from 1994 to 2013. Wait, why didn't the federal government include the dates 1994 to 2013? Why they only included 1998 up to 2006? Make that make sense. If R. Kelly's sole purpose was to travel the world and sing to people, just to get little girls to come to him, why is it that that timeline that's there is not in the federal government timeline? Make it make sense. But the part that I said I get, hold on, I seen something. Thelma Mosley, I'm gonna get right to you. Hold on. The part that I said I got, listen, he is also planning to make his debut as a film director and producer in the next couple of years, and is gearing up to take his musical Trapped in a Closet to Broadway. I got a question for you. If Robert turns to music and film and also produces everything in the way he do his albums, not only will he monopolize music, but then he's tapping into Hollywood. Then by taking his musical Trapped in the Closet to Broadway, I'm gonna let you in on something that y'all don't know. Broadway is the highest paid place that you can do a production. When you paying for nosebleed seats and they $228 and the pit seats are $1,500, most of these joints are sold out around the world. Most of these joints are sold out around the world. So let's give Lion King for example. The cheapest ticket for Lion King was $412 on Broadway. The highest ticket was $3,600. They did 28 shows. You do the math. So Robert figured, they trying to kick me out of music. Fine, I'll do film and plays. So that means I will destroy you on the music side, but then I flip the script, put it down, flip it and reverse it, and then do the same god daggone thing over in film and play. You know what? Music taps into one person, Quincy Jones. And if anybody is talking about Quincy Jones on that platform, just know I brought that to them 10 years ago. Also, with the research of Sidbo was bringing different information to the secret group chats. Just want to let y'all know. So before y'all look at something and say, oh, Dana still. No, I'm the original. It came from here first. Just to let you know that. Next thing, Quincy Jones' daughter plays an intriguing part in this. Quincy Jones' daughter was good friends with Aaliyah. Quincy Jones' daughter was also Tupac's girlfriend. We all know the story between Tupac and Quincy Jones. But do you know the story between Quincy Jones and R. Kelly? And when he got away from Quincy Jones, the word on the street was, we will make sure Robert would never be successful. That was in, I believe, that was before Space Jam came out. Then Michael Jordan put money behind Robert and unblackballed him. See, if you want to talk about things, you got to go back. You got to go back. Everybody that was under Quincy Jones is ruined. Look at Tevin Campbell. What's the real reason why Prince changed his name to the symbol? If you look into the paperwork, Quincy Jones' name is all over it. So with that being said, to understand what's going on now, you got to understand this. R. Kelly net worth in 2019. Had R. Kelly never experienced any legal problems? What? Wait. Had R. Kelly never experienced any legal problems, his net worth would easily top 150 to 2 million, right? Pay attention to this real quick, because this is where they flip you at. Had R. Kelly never experienced any legal problems, his net worth would easily top 150 million to 200 million, right? What is his net worth now? Negative 2 what? Million. So how in the hell can you tell me that in 2019 his net worth would have easily topped 200 million, but because he experienced legal problems, his net worth now is negative 2 million. So how is it that Harvey Weinstein can experience legal problems and his net worth is still 350 billion? How is it Robert Kraft can experience legal problems and Robert Kraft is still 275 billion, if not more? How in the hell can the dude, the CEO of Disney, experience legal problems and his sugar honey iced tea is still over 7 billion? Can somebody make this make sense? Can somebody make this make sense? So let's go here. Over the years, Kelly has reportedly paid tens of millions of dollars to allegedly settle dozens of lawsuits made by women who claimed they were abused by the singer. Kelly reportedly lost a large portion of his net worth after divorcing Andrea Lee, his wife, from 1996 to 2009, the most lucrative years of his career. One question. I don't know about this, so I'm going to ask this in a genuine question. How can you lose your net worth when your net worth is based upon what you produce? That's what I want to know. How can you lose your net worth when your net worth is based upon how much you produce? So you can't lose a net worth. You can only lose assets. No assets was taken. It was just monetary gain that he settled for out of pocket, which means that when him and Andrea Lee went to court and they filed for their divorce, Rob gave her a big lump sum of money right then and there. Check it. That comes from money that he earned from previous sales. It don't come from your net worth. And people that don't know, they'd be like, oh, God damn, I can't. No, your net worth is based upon what you produce, and based upon what you produce, and based upon how much that has expanded. There's no way you could tell me the king of R&B net worth is negative $2 million. How can you do that? Hold your horses for Larry White. That's coming. How can that be possible? That's what I want to know. Does RSK own assets like real estate, stocks, etc.? Karen, I don't know, but I would say no. I would say that certain people that allow this one individual on his platform, he does, in RSK's name. So let's go ahead. In 2012, it was revealed that Kelly owed $5 million in unpaid taxes, dating back 7 years. Wait a minute. Something ain't right. Something ain't right. So you mean to tell me they said R. Kelly owed $5 million in 2012 in unpaid taxes dating back 7 years, right? But in 2020, He only owed 1.9 million, right? Then Kelly claimed to be broke and needs to tour just to pay his rent. He also admits to owing the IRS 20 million at one time and being forced to borrow $7 million, several $1 million from his label to pay bills. Wait a minute. When I tell y'all things in the beginning, I tell y'all don't take it as Bible. If y'all don't believe me, go back and fact check. I told y'all when they tried to come at Robert and he released I Admit, that song put all the elites to flight, right? But nobody paid attention. When Julius Darrington released this song, he released it on the wrong platform. He released it on Sony's own Spotify. He released it on Spotify. So, and it's right here. In July 2018, R. Kelly released a 19-minute song on Spotify where he addressed many of his allegations. No, he shouldn't have did it on Spotify. I would have went somewhere to protect me. Now watch this. Here we go. R. Kelly does not own the studio. Okay, let's go back. In January 2019, Chicago building inspectors were granted the right to search R. Kelly's recording studio after receiving reports that the structure had undergone multiple renovations without permits. Wait a minute. The Chicago building inspectors were granted to search R. Kelly's recording studio after receiving reports that the structure had undergone multiple renovations without permits. R. Kelly does not own a studio. He has rented it since 2017. Let's go here. Let's go. Here we go. 2017, this 2020. Let's get this calculator out. Because now we about to do some math. Here we go. All of y'all that want to help me out with this math problem, we can do this together. Let's put our minds together and see what we come up with. All right, 2017. All right. The 8,000 square foot building was actually listed for sale at the time of inspection for $4 million. All right, let me get a pen. 4 million. Y'all write that down. Write this total down. 4 million. All right. At the same time, the building owner had filed a lawsuit against R. Kelly seeking unpaid rent. According to the lawsuit, Kelly rent was $23,000. And that's rounded off to the nearest whole number. Because the total amount was $22,971.68. But that's $23,000 per month. And he hasn't paid in 7 months. So let's go there. 7 times 23,000. What do y'all come up with? I come up with 161,000. What do y'all come up with? I come up with 161,000. What do y'all come up with? When you multiply 7 times 23,000. Let me see what y'all come up with. 161,000. Thank you, Miss Virgo. Anybody else come up with something? Team Truth Warrior. Hey. Toy come up with 161,000. But look at this next line. He owed the landlord 167,000 at the time of the filing. So if he haven't paid you in 7 months, how did he owe you 167,000 when he was only 7 months behind? So somebody is inflating some shit. So let's go here. Let's add plus 167. Let's add that. The total I came up with was 328,000. What did y'all come up with? Yes, ma'am, Shelby. I see what happened to Bill. I come up with 328,000. Even if they charging for late fees and court costs, I never seen a late fee at a total of 167,000. The late fees and the court costs will be included. It would have been included in the 161,000 because Kelly's rent is actually $22,971.61. So now that we at 328,000, right? Okay. It says on January 14th, R. Kelly record label RCA Sony revealed that they were putting all of his future music releases on hold, effectively freezing Kelly out of earning more money. He owes RCA and Sony 2 more albums on his most recent record contract. RCA Sony has also refused to provide money for new music videos. The label is in a tough position because as of this writing, Kelly has not been convicted of any crime. It would seem legally tricky to fire him or hold back money based on allegations. If his contract contains a moral clause, which it did, there's a chance RCA and Sony could use that to extricate themselves from the deal, which they did. So everything stops. R. Kelly don't owe nobody no music. At this moment right here, the landlord breaks the contract and files for the eviction. I'm going to add this 167,000 on top of the 161,000, right? That means no more money can be added. That means no more money can be collected on. But wait, let's finish. In late February 2019, R. Kelly was arrested on a series of new charges. His bail was set for $1 million, which could have been satisfied with a $100,000 payment. Unfortunately, Kelly is so cash poor that it took several days for him to come up with the money. In fact, it was reported that the $100,000 actually came from a woman named Valencia Love, whose precise relationship to R. Kelly is unclear. While R. Kelly was in jail, his ex-wife Andrea filed a suit seeking $160,000 worth of unpaid child support. Wait a minute. Why is everything containing $160,000? Wait a minute. What's so special about that number? 16. What's so special about 16 and 60? Y'all haven't figured it out yet? I'm going to break it down to you. 16. What numbers go into 16? 3, 8, 4. 3, 6, 8, 4. How many times do 6 go into 16? Twice. With a remainder of what? How many times does 4 go into 16? with a remainder of what? None. Dana, what part are you getting to? If 6 go into 16 twice with a remainder of 4, Robert was locked up when? 18? 19? 19. Rob was locked up roughly last year, right? That means he's been sitting. I'm going to take the letter 4 out and replace that with the number 4. So Robert's been sitting in federal jail 4. Okay. How many motions was filed in 2019? 4. How many times R. Kelly went to court in 2019 after he got booked? 4. So Dana, you said the lucky number was 6. The paradigm shift is 4. The overall captivating number is 6. Why do you think everybody is surrounding themselves with 1/6? Why? Because if I get 1/6 of his earnings, he don't have nothing to fall back on. If everybody is getting 1/6 of Robert's earning, Robert don't have shit to come home to or to fall back on, and he got to literally start over from the beginning. But wait a minute, how many people are collecting on Robert in every state? Let's talk about it. 4. In Minneapolis, you had you had the little crazy girl, you had the state, you had the judge, you had the prosecutor. They all had to be paid. That's the 4 legs to stand on to hold a goddamn lawsuit. And the Chicago case, it was 5. They chopped that down to 4. Victims, that was. The hell, I love it when you come over here and say that. These numbers mean nothing. They means a lot. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. When you owe, or when people want you to owe them, they're going to take from you to make sure they get what they feel is their just due. I'm going to go here. Andrea Lee. I watched every video, every email, even had personal conversations. But you know, they say, I don't know, Dre. If you're in my Patreon, you'll see I know it very well. However, and what up the hell? What up, Team Truth? They over here watching. However, 160 million for what? When your kids are grown. Is somebody getting an extra chunk of cheese? So I guess your cheeseburger is about 2 million a day, but you need 4 million in slices to make that cheeseburger a R. Kelly burger. That's why I need 160 million. Shit. I'm gonna ask you a question, Drea. The same question that I always ask you, and you tell me, get out your face. If Robert ain't never have Joy and Asda at that time, would you have got mad and pursued it? Things that make you go, So right now the total is looking at 328,000, right? And the hell said, if you owe, you owe. Fine. So if it's 328,000 of the total that we coming up with, right? Where do 1.5 million come from? I'm sorry. 1.5 million is so close to 1/6. So close to 1/6. I sat back and I had to think about this. Why didn't... Okay, here's a question for all of y'all scholars, because we're going to get out of that and we're about to go to the next joint. But goes next joint. Judge orders Sony. Okay. For all the scholars out there, why wasn't the money given to Andrea Lee? That's his wife. So why wasn't it given to her? I'll tell you why. It will help Robert. Shit. Why wasn't it given to the tax people? It will help Robert. So what we gonna do? We're gonna give it to this daggone landlord. Well, here's a question. The landlord knew he was wrong, but he knew Robert can't defend it. He knew Robert can't defend it. How is Robert going to get to court? That's not one of his mandated court things. And the judge knew it. All the judges talk. So they knew. Hey, you can get this to me and we can do whatever. So let's go here. A Cook County judge, they won't even say his name or her name. A Cook County judge has ordered Sony to give all the money in R. Kelly's royalty account more than 1.5. Wait a minute. They were saying it's only 1.5. But listen, more than 1.5 million to the singer's former landlord to cover past due rent. I'm lost. 328,000 does not sound like more than 1.5 million. Can somebody make this make sense to me? Team Truth, I know y'all watching. Can somebody come? Matter of fact, I'm gonna put the invite in there because this is where I'm stumped at. I need somebody to come in and let's talk about this. How he paid for surgeries, argumentations, clothes, rent for Trump, new place for Joy, food, utilities, security handlers, and A-list bills. Question: how you know he paid for all that? I love it. The hell? How you know he paid for all that? That's only what people are saying. We know he paid for rent for Trump, but you don't know who's paying for Joy's new place. That part, Sonny B. R. Kelly has no accounts properly audited, etc. So unfortunately, looks like his earnings is a free fall. That part. The landlord is being paid twice for the same building. He is selling it for $4 million. Plus, they are ordered to get almost $4 million from Kells and back rent and repairs. Damn. All because he can't fight it. Now listen to this. Earlier this year, Kelly's former landlord, Midwest Commercial Funding, a Wisconsin-based property management company, secured a $3.5 million judgment against the singer to cover unpaid rent and repair costs to the studio space. I just heard somebody come in. Let's see what it is. Levi's in here. Okay. What up, though? Levi for Kelly is on the board. What up, Levi? Okay, I just see a red light. Red light special. Levi. Me being who I am, y'all. I'm not Mr. Receipts for nothing. I don't know what Levi doing. I just let him come back. Levi. Oh, see, his whole thing just He can come back. He can come back. But being who I am, I got these joints in my pocket. So it's very easy to show you documents that nobody else have, only but a certain few. I said pew. Slap me. If y'all can read it, can y'all see it? Or do y'all need me to make it bigger? Chris already said, Levi, for the first time, we can't hear you. Can y'all see it? Or do y'all need me to make it bigger? Because we're going to talk about this thing. I'll make it bigger. All right. There we go. All right. And the Circuit Court of Cook County, Illinois, Municipal Department, First District, the City of Chicago, a municipal cooperation plaintiff versus Midwest Commercial Funding LLC at all defendants. What? Hold the hell up. This don't even look right. Tenants and occupants' response to city's motion to prohibit use and occupancy of entire premises. February the 7th, 2019. This proves my case right here. The city argues that conditions at the premises are too dangerous to allow the tenants and occupants to use the building. The city first claims that the premises is used as a residence, while tenant denies that he or anyone else residents at the premises, let's say resides. Levi.
Hey, what up, bro? What's going on with you?
Okay, cool. It's a resides at the premises. He agrees that use of the premises as a residence is prohibited in the PMD4 zoning district and has agreed to an order enjoining all tenants and occupants from using the premises as a residence. The city also claims that the conditions exist which are too potentially dangerous to allow the tenants to use the building at all until all potentially dangerous conditions have been remedied and all permits necessary to perform this remedial work have been issued. Tenant denies this claim as well. Tenant has already remedied many of the conditions alleged to be dangerous. The rear wooden stairway have been repaired. The front metal stairs have been inspected and deemed safe, and clothing and debris has been eliminated. Tenant will soon remove any remaining bedding and other incidental personal items remaining at the premises by on or about February the 8th. Tenant has retained an architect and structural engineer to prepare plans for all work necessary to remedy all alleged violations. Tenant expects plans to be submitted within 7 to 10 days and will begin work to make those repairs as soon as possible. So here's my question. That was just the first page. With that being said, how in the hell was Robert in violation? I'll wait. Because nobody is talking about that. Nobody is talking about how if Robert is in violation, the paperwork just showed you what's going on. And then I'm going to go deeper into that paperwork. Hold on. I'm going to go deeper into that paperwork because I have the whole file here. I have the whole file here. So with the whole file being here we go. It say tenant denies that the premises is too dangerous to be used as a recording studio. On the city's instance, this court has ordered that the hours the premises may be used as a recording studio be limited to 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. How the hell can you tell an artist they can only have a time restriction? You can't do that shit. Use of the premises as a recording studio is explicitly permitted in the PMD 4 zoning district as a communication service establishment, which is defined by the city's zoning code as 1717-0104I, communication service establishments, broadcasting and other information relay services accomplished through use of electronic and telephonic mechanisms. Excludes services classified as major utilities and services and minor utilities. Typical uses include recording studios, television and radio studios, telecommunication services, telecommunication service centers, and telegraph service offices. Emphasis added. This order restricting the hours that the recording studio may be used has had the unintended effect by prohibiting tenant this lawful use of the property. This adversely affects not only tenants' ability to use the studio and make a living, but also adversely affects others who use the studio, recording engineers, other musicians, security personnel from making a living. See the attached affidavit of Robert S. Kelly. Because tenant has taken action to remove clothing, personal items, debris, and other materials, the city has claimed to create potentially dangerous conditions, retain an architect and engineer to prepare necessary plans to obtain required permits, and agreed to the order enjoining use the premises as a residence. Tenant acts that this court to one deny the city motions to prohibit all use of the premises until permits are issued and work is completed. Amend its January 22nd, 2019 order to remove any restriction on the hours which the recording studio may be used. And 3, for any other relief this court deems just and appropriate. What do you think about that, Levi, before we go further?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that if we all recollect and we go back, this was a move made after the Lifetime docuseries aired.
Yep.
If you notice, after it aired, you saw this news report saying that the owner of the building, or excuse me, the building department down in Chicago, that they had basically went through the building and went through his habits and went through his usage of the building, and they came up with these different violations in order to smoke him out. And I'll say this, y'all, what you have to understand is that if you right now, whatever city you live in, if you were to go to each building, restaurant, gas station, whatever, you can find violations, for one. For two, the idea of a recording artist being told you can only use your studio for certain hours, the allegation was that the studio itself was used as a haven for sex with young girls. That was a false allegation. And that's what prompted all of this. And I remember it. And I knew then that they were coming for him with all guns blazing. So, it is what it is. But just remember, just like Job, when he comes out of this, when Job came out of his situation, God allowed him to come out with great, great substance. And that's what he's experiencing right now, like Job,
But you know what, Levi? This ain't enough for me. This right here is not enough for me. So what I'm going to do is I need to know deeper. Hold on. Don't say nothing, Levi. I need to go deep into the situation. Hold on.
Thank you for choosing the Tenants' Rights Group. Please note, due to high call volume, you may experience a short hold. If you are a tenant or landlord in need of legal services, please press 1. If you're an existing client, please press 2. If you are an attorney, please press. Your call is very important to us, so TRG has a voice transcription system. Simply speak clearly after the beep, and an email of your message will be sent to our staff. A law firm representative will call you.
I wanted to call. All right, Levi, you can take it off. But I wanted to call Melvin L. Sims. That's why I just called the office up. Because when I look at the signature just looked like scribble. So I wanted to ask some questions live with everybody listening. That's what I wanted to do. But that's neither here or there. I got some more parts of that as well. So I got some more parts of that. That was 4. No, this is 4. Okay. Now, here's what's going to get me. We all know that Robert have dyslexia, right? So, in the circuit court, I'm going to blow this up a little bit. In the circuit court of Cook County, Illinois, Municipal Department, 1st District, City of Chicago, plaintiff versus Midwest Commercial Funding, LLC. Now, what I got a problem with is Chicago is suing Midwest, right, for this property, right? But they said that the inspectors went in. How can you go in and without getting permission from the tenant that's there and the people that's renting from you? But it says affidavit of Robert S. Kelly. I, Robert S. Kelly, being duly sworn upon oath, dispose and state as following. I submit this affidavit in support of tenant. Wait a minute. I submit this affidavit in support of tenants' response to the City of Chicago's emergency motion to prohibit use and occupancy of the entire premises at 2019 Justine Street, Chicago, Illinois. I have personal knowledge of this matter alleged in the city's complaint and the emergency motion pending before this court of conditions at 219 North Justine Street premises. One of the operation of recording studios in Chicago and other cities, and of my use of the premises as a recording studio. My statements and assertions in my affidavit are true and correct to the best of my knowledge, information, and belief. I currently reside at 401 North Wabash, Chicago, Illinois. I have been in the music industry in excess of 20. In excess of 25 years as a songwriter, producer, and artist, I have recorded in dozens of studios throughout the United States. I have never been creative or worked between the hours of 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Creativity manifests in various. This don't sound like something Robert would even write. Creativity manifests in various ways and a plethora of times. Excuse me. It took me 4 days to write I Believe I Can Fly. That's a lie. He wrote I Believe I Can Fly in 17 minutes. It took me 4 days to write I Believe I Can Fly and 4 minutes to write When a Woman is Fed Up. That I have used the premises as my recording studio since 2015. During that time and up until January 22nd, 2019, the recording studio has been used or could have been used for 24 hours. Wait a minute. I want to say something, but I can only go by so far with this because it's legal matters. However, That right there, just on the wording alone, sound like somebody I know.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it sound like somebody that I've been talking about a while back. Here's my question. I wonder if Robert even seen this paperwork on this building. Okay, let's go here. Day day 7 days per week. I typically use the studio during the evening and nighttime between the hours of 8 p.m. and 7 a.m. These hours of use are consistent with any other recording studio in Chicago and other cities around the country. See Exhibit A, a Google search printout showing the location and hours of operation of recording studios in both Chicago and Atlanta, Georgia. Since the court ordered of January 22nd, 2019, limiting the hours of operation of the recording studio at the property, I have been unable to use my studio for 16 days. The restriction of studio use is tantamount to a stop work order. Wait a minute. Which has impacted my music and my ability to make any money. This inability to use my studio has not affected the landlord's expectation that rent must be paid. I have had 3 engineers working for me for at least 25 years. I know all 3. Other musicians also use the studio when I record. I employ security personnel to provide security for myself and all other persons who use the studio. The restriction on studio use has impacted their ability to work and make a living. The engineers typically start work at 8 p.m. and leave when done working each and every morning. See Exhibit B, a schedule of my engineers' work hours for October through December of 2018. Other musicians use the studio during the same times as I do. Security personnel are present all of the time. More security is present when I and others use the studio. These hours at my studio, 24 hours per day, 7 days a week, are consistent with the times of artists' use at other studios and are the industry standard, not the exception. That I seek the ability to be able to work again. I have hired an architect, structural engineer, and contractor to prepare necessary plans to complete all necessary work to remedy any and all dangerous conditions at the property. Further, I have removed most clothes and debris and have reinforced the stairs in compliance with the inspector's request. Man.
Well,
Would
whatever. If I could say this, Dana, at the end of the day, man, whatever he had said, it was really a moot issue because once this Illuminati, once the evil, the wicked aspect of the Illuminati, uh, most people think Illuminati automatically means bad. No, that evil component of the Illuminati, which are the illuminated ones, once they come after you, they come after you with all guns blazing. The objective was that if you really think about it, when you have a mega superstar of his magnitude being made to submit his address, to put his address to a studio on court records, when you cross that or coincide that with the Lifetime docuseries, there were countless death threats made towards him. Dana, you know that. It was countless death threats coming in around that time. So what do? They say, wow, he's getting all these death threats. Let's get the owner of the building to file these bogus claims in court. So now his address, the address to the studio, does anyone know the address to Jay-Z's studio? Does anyone know the address to Puff Daddy's studio?
I do.
Huh? Well, Dana would, but most people, the layperson, someone that's not in entertainment, they wouldn't know the address to these people's studio, Beyonce's studio. So they wanted that exactly, but they wanted that information out there. That was part of it. The other part of it, as I said, is that it's really a moot issue because I don't give a damn what he said. They were going to restrict him from that building. If you were to ask any recording artist, you're using a studio at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 12. I think we're going to restrict you to 9 to 5. They would laugh at you. Most musicians like Rob sleep all day any damn way. Most of them create at night. So it was just a farce. It was just something that he could not avoid at that time. But what I need for you guys to understand is that when these people come after you, and I'm not likening my cousin to Jesus at all. Let's get that straight. But Jesus is a blueprint for those who the entire world comes after. And he is of an elite group where you have seen the entire world, Satan's world, come after him, just like Malcolm X, just like Martin Luther King, just like Sam Cooke, just like all of those who were murdered. But, and I'm going to say this and I'm done, Jesus being the blueprint, I always revert back to the Bible and compare stuff to the biblical teachings. And Jesus said it best. Jesus said, the foxes have holes, the birds have nests, but the Son of Man has no place to lay his head. Jesus was telling y'all about the new Illuminati. When they come after you, they come after you with all guns blazing. That was just a prelude to what they were planning. But that's what he has experienced. And right now he sits in federal lockup for almost 2 years and hasn't even had his day in court, hasn't even had his say. A man with no criminal record sitting in federal lockup in a dungeon. And this is all designed to kill him. Like the release of that address and those addresses were designed to have some person who felt that they were protecting young kids kill him. That's what the plan was. And I'll be quiet and listen, brother. Go ahead.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree with you. I totally agree with you. And I think it's sad because if you know Robert, then you know Robert is not that type of person. Robert is not the type where you have to do all this crazy stuff and this and this. No, Robert's a down to earth guy. So at the end of the day, here's my thing. If you say he did it, let him prepare adequately. Do not handcuff him and duct tape him to the point where he can't defend himself, but then you want to deem him guilty because you already done smeared him in public to make him guilty. And here's the thing, Sidbo. You said if 2 albums is owed to Sony, they could have just paid the landlord. Exactly. But the thing is, they cut it off. They have breached the contract. So therefore, since they breached the contract, he don't owe the 2 albums. But my question that nobody else is questioning is why it took this long for Sony to release his royalty money. What did they take out of his royalty money? Because now we don't know if that's what really was in his royalty money. Let's keep it real. We don't know that. Just like with the people who selling Rob's stuff on eBay. That stuff that came out the studio. That's stolen stuff. But the person who did it disguised their name as to be the actor off of one of the TV shows. So as much as we can say that's one person, you really can't die. You really can't go in and say it's that person, but you really can. But if you know that he was the one that took the stuff out of there, then guess what? Who else can it be? If Dana stole something from the store and Dana got caught, it wasn't Levi. And which brings me to the point of they took their portion. He is in an active federal case. I don't think Sony is stupid enough to take money unwarranted. Hey, the hell, and you never know. But I'm gonna leave that there. I'm a
Do you hear that phone ringing, Dana?
huh?
Can y'all hear my phone ringing?
Yeah. And we
Y'all
can
can hear my phone ringing?
nigga,
Is it ringing?
I heard you dialing, bro.
No,
The
no,
beep, 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 beep.
that was ATM. That was ATM.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't got no
Hey, I was at the ATM, y'all. They say I'm getting that money from $1 for the king off the ATM. God damn it. Hey, Dana, how much you want me to send you?
man.
You know what they gonna say now? He was at the ATM.
Man, we can't have nothing and we can't work for nothing. We stole everything.
Yeah.
But which brings me to my next portion, which really last night I was on YouTube. I was scouring while I was at work. I came across something that really made me sick to my stomach. And the reason why it made me sick to my stomach is because a situation has happened, right? We all know what happened. We all know a situation has happened, and I'm not going to play the full amount of this, but a situation has happened where some things were found out. And the weird part about it is people, and I'm going to use names today. So they're going to get a little clout today. People would talk about me when me and Jasmine had our situation and it was willingly done. People would talk about the Boski and the porn star when they did their thing. Everybody would make that a situation. Everybody would praise that a situation. But some things have transpired that nobody want to look into. And I'm going to look into all that shit today. You got a man living in this truck. Don't have no money. All of a sudden, a new dollar for the king pop up. Because he have a louder voice, he running around calling dollar for the scheme, and man, Levi did it. But his homegirl, Jocelyn, name is on that joint. And when I pointed out 3 days later, he gets $5,000. The money that went into that account. And nobody looked at that. Everybody, that's Kevin's blessings. That's Kevin's blessings. He got it from this. He said he got it from a lawsuit. But it was uncovered that he'd never won a lawsuit, that he got his ass beaten. So where did the money come from? People want to overlook stuff. Well, something else killed me. You got a man that killed a kid. And you have women that have kids that sit and say, that was old. He ain't mean something like that. He didn't. So I want y'all to listen to Casey McDaniel and what she had to say, which literally sickens me. And I have to disagree with Casey McDaniel, even though Casey McDaniel she's okay with me. I don't have no issue with her. But I have to disagree with what she said. And what happens is when somebody get in trouble or their friend get in trouble, the first thing they do is put God in everything. So listen to this.
All is doing well. This your girl KC McDaniel coming to you today. Even though I came to you already this morning, giving you a scripture and reading on James chapter, Book of James chapter 4, talking about if you putting yourself first before God, like getting up in the morning and just giving God thanks for allowing us to see this day we had never seen before, and also that we shouldn't take things in life for granted. Not when God has given you this opportunity to get whatever you didn't do right yesterday to try to get it right today. Amen. I'm going to say amen because when you speak it in godly forms, we are supposed to give God the honor and praise and say amen after what we say, especially using our Lord and Savior. Put his name first. Put him ahead of our lives. Now, what I wanted to do is I wanted to just get this message out there to my brother out there, Kevin Terrell, aka DJ Tyson. I'm not going to come here and attack DJ Tyson. God took that away from me. I prayed about it, and God has given me a whole new beginning, a whole new creature, created me a new creature. He has transformed me into the woman that he's trying to mold and shape me to be. Amen. I'm still a work in progress, just like anybody else. I am still a work in progress. So pray for me, continue to pray for me. I know a lot of you come on here and say, oh, you ain't nothing but a hypocrite, you're not a real Christian. No, I'm a Christian. I'm just not where God wants me to be yet. And sometimes I am going to fall from my grace, and there are times I am going to be angry and speak words of anger because that's what I'm feeling at the time when I'm so full of all that I see that's going on around me sometimes and things that are happening. And I'm there to try to send the word forth to help someone, that the word will pierce inside someone's heart and they would, be obedient to the word of God or whatever. So pray for me, and I continue to pray for you. We all work in progress. God is not finished with us yet. As long as we here on this earth, breathing and alive, we know there is always going to be new things coming at you.
Baby Larry ain't breathing and alive. Baby Larry ain't breathing and alive.
Wait,
hold on.
Bringing
this message to say is because I wanted to talk to my brother DJ Tyson, aka Kevin Terrell. With all that's taking place with him right now, how his enemies are coming at him, and I'm trying to reach out to him to let him know that God got your battle. You don't have to keep going back and forth with these people. That's the devil playing with you, the life that God has brought you from. God already knows your story. God already knows what you have been through. God brought you out of that darkness. And the thing is that there's instigators that will be like cheering it on, a multiple of people or crowds that come along and just be like they don't like the person, so they're going to continue to stroke your ego about it, continue to cheer, agitate, and to get you to do the things that is going to put you in trouble. I'm coming to tell you because I was never a follower of yours. I had never really been, I was introduced to you coming from the time when Brother DanaJay was doing an event that was when he was ready to do a protest. And one of the bloggers that I was at the time, and still am, and I'm on for her, is Prima Donna, who introduced you on her channel as somebody that was taking, giving an event for a protest, or joining us at an event or a protest for, the Robert Sylvester Kelly protest for Robert Sylvester Kelly. So God brought me out of that darkness. And now I have come to the truth and I see the light. And I don't know why I was riding you so hard in the beginning when I met you, you know, and I saw some of your characteristics and your behavior on YouTube, and you started getting angry at Brother Dana, and you was upset with
Diva?
Brother Dana over something that probably took place during that event. I don't know what took place between you and Brother Dana at that event, and it's just been an ongoing situation. Then you came and you brought forward, you came to Blockbender's TV, and I was also a subscriber to Blockbender, and I also saw you on Phases or whatever, Dr. Rice, you know, you, Sharon Wimbush, and everybody was coming at Dana. And I was like saying, isn't this supposed to be about Robert Sylvester Kelly? So it was like really, really getting to become a distraction. It was becoming a distraction to all that was taking place that we were trying to do to fight to get the injustice done for Robert Sylvester Kelly, which I truly believe in my heart is innocent, and all this. He does not deserve to be right now in detention, held at the MCC building, and denied his rights to have due process rights to be able to fight whatever trial he's up against. I just that's the way I believe. And you know, not just because I'm an R. Kelly lover of his music, and he was my he was my playlist for my wedding song, and I did upload a video of me and my hubby on that special day of ours, so people could know one of the songs that I really requested on my wedding. And I would have loved for R. Kelly to come to sing that song for us, but you know, unfortunately I couldn't do that because he was probably on tour, and he probably wasn't at the time in my state, in that city, doing his concerts or whatever. But anyway, moving on. So what I wanted to say to brother, you know, I just wanted to just bring this to my subscribers, and also to any of his people from the YTF family that will come and view my channel. I say family because I know some of you have followed Kevin Terrell from Facebook, because I have followed him on Facebook myself. You know, when he introduced his Facebook channel. So I did go to Facebook. I was subscribed to him on Facebook. But when all of this stuff started going on, I unsubscribed because I just got tired of hearing it, because we were introduced through the Robert Sylvester Kelly's also has a Facebook fan page, which is called Ride and Die Fans for R. Kelly. So I was on that page forever. Okay, I was on that page from the time, even when R. Kelly wasn't incarcerated. We find out things of following him and where he's going to have concerts, events, parties, whatever. So I was a fan of diehard fans for Robert Sylvester Kelly. That's why I brought this one to be the supporters for Robert Sylvester Kelly, diehard supporters for Robert Sylvester Kelly.
What's up, B. White?
From that page, you know, I'm not a fan anymore because he's now being
what up?
Detention. He's not doing concerts. He's not out here in public to perform anything. So fans usually follow him doing his music, but I'm following him in his support for his fight against injustice. That's what I just wanted to be clear on. As Robert Sylvester Kelly, because it's R. Kelly, Robert Sylvester Kelly, you know, he's the man behind the music. Moving on about this DJ Tyson, and I just wanted to say this because I do post on DJ Tyson's community post, or I will post on something on his videos. I don't listen to the videos. I just come to the comment section and I just leave a comment to him, trying to get the word of God to him, to help him to get away from all of this stuff that's going on around him. We know the enemy is out to attack him, and I'm not agreeing with that doing. I'm sorry, I was a follower of, I was subscribed to Levi Kelly's page, and he deceived a lot of us. That he was a relative to Robert Sylvester Kelly, and then I just started seeing Levi doing some really strange moves, and then as I went back and I viewed some of his content that he brings to his platform, I realized that Levi has been somebody I've been really suspect of in his behavior, how he started now. He's always at Grown Man Larry's, the opposition side, and the things he's always defending for some of the so-called alleged victims. And one of the parents of the so-called alleged victims, which this young lady isn't a victim. I don't want to get more, some of you have got to do your own research to find these things out if you don't know. I'm not here to fight with you. If that's what you want to believe, then you go ahead and believe that. But I'm just like, I'm not pleased with Levi's character. I mean, what Levi has been doing as well.
What up, bro?
And as I looked back and I did some research on R. Kelly's career, and when he started out, there was a group called MGM before he became one of the lead singers for this group called Public Enemy. And he was moved by on his own as R. Kelly. Those of you that do your own research, and I'm pretty sure there's some members from some of the other groups that he probably were with, on people he sung with out on the streets when he was in Chicago, people he met along his music career. And there's a lot of people that, maintain jealous of R. Kelly's, where God has took him in his career. And there's a lot of people who thought,
wait, hey, Levi.
Yeah, I hear you. So I was a part of MGM or Public Enemy or something. What is he talking about?
Rob was the lead singer of Public Enemy.
That's what she said.
All right, hold on, let's finish.
They could have been better, or they want R. Kelly's life. And for some reason, I'm looking back at all of what was taking place, and I'm looking back and I'm seeing Levi. He never identified his real name. He never showed us who he really is. He never gave any of that information about us, but we followed him. But as you continue to go on, you're starting to see things starting to unfold, and God is making things a little bit more clear and clear, and why he's been going so hard for Kevin Terrell. After Kevin Terrell, digging up this man's past, bringing it in this right now with the R. Kelly supporters, bringing all this distraction and confusion around the group. And I'm just like saying, this is a family member. And then he's playing over again of what Kevin Terrell making, that video about saying these things about R. Kelly. But you know what? I look back at Paul, who was after Christ. He was Trump coming for Christ's life.
Yes,
trying to hurt all the Christians.
Yes,
doing all these things until he was on that road to Damascus.
Yes,
and God blinded Paul, and Paul became
Damascus.
Hold on, wait. Paul was on the road to where? Damascus.
She said Damascus. It's Damascus, honey. Hey, Dana. If he was going to Damascus, he would have never gotten there.
Wait.
Oh God. Stop, Dana, stop. Now, Dana crazy. Go stop, boy. Go on now. Dana, don't you calm down, man? Dana, calm down now.
Oh shit!
I know a restaurant called the Marco's now. It's an Italian restaurant. Maybe he was going to get some lasagna or something. Was Paul going to the Marco's? Where's he going now?
Oh shit! Well, hold on. Let's get a little bit more of this. Wait a minute.
Crucifixion of Christ, he became an apostle. He became one of the greatest followers. And Paul was a wicked man. Okay. So when I look at what DJ Tyson is doing and how he came for R. Kelly, but see, God sent him here for a reason. And he was also part of R. Kelly's team all along. And we've been, all our attention was thrown off of that because of some of the things that Levi for Kelly was doing. And the reason I'm saying his name on here is because he's not opening up his community, his comment section for the community to have their opinion. So this is the only way I can get my opinion across to him.
Oh.
And I'm saying that because that shows you're suspect. Somehow or the other, whatever unsettled beef you have in the past with Robert Sylvester Kelly, this is you now playing this opportunity to get your revenge. So you're going to come in and play like you were a family member, but you're really not.
Ooh.
And it's been uncovered because look how you are hanging with the people, the opposite side. And you bring in all this stuff, and you're the mastermind behind a lot of this. I don't know who planted everybody in the groups to do this stuff to R. Kelly's support. God has not revealed that to me, but I now know who you are, Mr. Levi for Kelly.
Who is he?
See, I'm not afraid of anything I have to say that I know is true. And especially when I see innocent people lie.
The hell, give me your phone.
R. Kelly is an innocent man.
What?
And I don't believe Kevin Terrell was some gang probably out in the street, whatever life he was living in the past as a young man, and God is still working on Kevin. But I say to Kevin, you know, once you've been called by God, you have to follow his command now. You can't go back to, you can't, still continue to try to live the life you lived when you was back then in those times. God brought you out of that to a whole new beginning, and you got your family to think about here. You have the people that followed you here, the people that, you know, you led to this, you know, in this fight against injustice, people that believed in you no matter what everybody else said about you. You got them to think about than just yourself, your followers. So I just say step away from all of that. That's just the devil. He's trying to pull you back. Those of us that know the word of God, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. God will send his angels around to protect you. And of all people, I'm coming to you. And I know I was one of those riding behind some of the saying some wicked stuff about you myself. But God has changed my heart. God is real. And he's sending me to send this message to you. Lay down your weapons and let God fight your battles. Step aside.
I'm glad you said that. So before I lay down my weapons and step aside and let God fight my battles, I'm gonna let Levi defend himself.
Thank you. Thank you so much, brother. Let me say this. First of all, one of the 10 Commandments myths spoken in the book. This ain't Levi talking. This ain't the book of Levi. This is what Dana, don't you start now. Dana crazy. Listen, this is the book now. This ain't the book of Levi. According to God, I want her to listen to me very closely, because when you come against someone who is righteously inclined and you are wicked, what you're doing is putting Pharaoh's magicians up against the real God. The God I serve is real. The God I serve is real. So when you come against a righteously inclined person, you have to answer for that. Now, one of the 10 Commandments is, thou shalt not bear false witness, which you did 10 times in the video. You said I sang with my cousin. I was a member of MBM, Public Enemy. You said that. Listen now. I mean, just outright lying in the name of God. You said that God. This man crazy. You said that God brought Kevin Terrell out. Did he? Or did your cash apps? Wait a minute. Let's be real. Was it? If I can't get the oh my God. I have to say something too, Dana, real quick. Y'all don't understand the relationship that I have with my cousin. I want to say this to Miss McDaniel. Do you know if I point to you and I tell my cousin not to go nowhere near you, he wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. He would speak to you because he's courteous like that, but he would not touch you with a 10-foot pole. So when you oh my God. So when you sit bashing his cousin, it makes you look crazy. Now let's get down to it. You said that God brought this man out. Was it God? First of all, if God brought him out, and I have to say this to the woman, I'm not going to say her name, but she made a real good video about a vagabond. The definition of a vagabond. Excellent video. My question to you, Miss McDaniels, if God brought him out after he murdered a 2-year-old baby, how did he murdered the 2-year-old baby in 1993? If God brought him out, how did he end up homeless in 2018? That's a good question. If God brought him out, why from 1993, you move up to 2004, he catches another charge for aggravated assault against another human being? You understand? If God brought him out, why did he have to come on the scene and deceive people? Listen, I want y'all to think about this for a minute. When a person murders a baby, no, I'm gonna say it like this. When a person accidentally kills a baby, it's a difference. If they accidentally kill a baby, don't you know that person will spend, the average person will spend the rest of their life on their knees, lamenting and praying to God? They'll become a priest. They'll become a pastor. They'll turn their life over to Almighty God. How can you kill a baby in 1993 and then in 2018 come on YouTube and outright lie and say that Stephen Greenberg told you that Dana was stealing money, knowing that Dana was on his way to Chicago, and knowing that lie, that slanderous lie you told on another human being could get that human being killed? Go look at Crystal Quarles' own words. His children's mother. He was out of prison for killing a baby in 1993. She says he beat her for 18 straight years. The son that you saw on a Grown Man Show was born, I think, around 1997. The son that you saw on Grown Man Show told me that he saw him and he knows I'm telling the truth. And I don't want to release the audio because I promised the dude I wouldn't do it, but I can play the audio. He said he saw him and his 2 sisters put his knees on that woman's arms and beat her in the face. So God brought him out. Miss McDaniels, how can you kill a baby and then in 2004 beat somebody half to death? I got it all. He know I got it. How can you kill a baby and then come on YouTube calling women mothers bitches and talking about walking over Levi's mama's grave? And how can you kill a baby and then in 2018 be so wicked? When you think that he would have came on humble, you say, let me say this also, y'all. This is what y'all have to understand. Miss McDaniels, you cannot forgive him for killing the baby because it wasn't your baby. You cannot say what God feels and how God feels about anyone. You cannot say that God loves and forgives everyone because your Bible does not bear witness to that. The Bible says to the righteously inclined people, the Bible says that the righteous shall not keep company with the wicked. Okay, we don't have to judge the wicked, but if God instructs us and says the righteous should not keep company with the wicked, that means God gives us the ability to assess people. And when you assess a person and you see a person come out of prison for murdering a baby and then beat a woman for 18 years, turn their back on their own children. When you see a man who beat a woman for 18 years and killed a baby, tell his daughter when she asked him to bring her baby Pampers, call his daddy. And I understand why now, because if he saw that little baby, his grandbaby, it would bring back memories of the baby he ran over and murdered in cold blood. Now, the first hit, according to Zabolski, that first hit was an accident. But when he saw it was a baby and drove off, that was second-degree murder while intoxicated. So I want to say this to the sister again, since you're talking Bible. You know, sister, God can forgive everyone and anyone he chooses. But when you become, they say God hates the sin, but loves the sinner. And that's true. But when you become the sin, see, the Bible, listen to me, sister. I ain't gonna call you sister, because you're a very wicked woman to sit there and lie on me and to sit there and bear false witness in the name of God and speak for God. Let me say this. I'm sorry, Dana. When you become the sin, God hates you. That's the book. He loves one and he hates another. When you become the sin, meaning what? When you give yourself over to a reprobate mind, we all have sinned. But when you can kill a baby and then sit on social media and call women bitches and talk about their dead mamas, you have given yourself over to sin. When you can see an R. Kelly movement at the direction of Don Russell and come into that movement and con people, you have become a sinner through reprobate. It is not about this man. It is about the baby that was murdered, but you sat for 15 minutes and talked about to try to defend him, but you never talked about the baby, and you're trying to defend him, and he's never talked about the baby. Let me say this to you, Miss McDaniels. You a low-down ass woman. I'm going to tell you why. Because you used God, but you heard that man with your own two ears say, if y'all want to know the story about how I killed that baby, send me $500 goddamn dollars. You saw Zabolski putting in the legwork. You saw Zabolski, and I don't mess with Zabolski. I don't mess with him at all. That's on some street stuff. He know the code. I know the code. He know the code. I don't defend those who come against me, but in this instance, I'll say this. None of y'all have been fooled. Everybody that's from the hood know a goddamn kind man when we see one, unless you were raised somewhere in China. You saw Zabolski put in the legwork. You saw, leading up to the rallies, him asking for a cash app 1,000 times a day. Leading up to the rallies, you never heard Zabolski asking for money every 30 seconds. You saw when the rallies took place, he came there to film with his phone so he can get the donation. I would challenge each and every one of you to put the word Cash App in his videos and see how many times it comes up. And I would challenge you to put the word Cash App in Zabolski's videos and see how many times it comes up. Zabolski was never in this to make money. Zabolski fell out with me because he spoke on me and did not know me. I'm a stand-up nigga. I'm not a deceitful man. But for you to sit there and use God's name, listen, when you said you liken this baby killer to Paul, and I'm going to be quiet after I say this. When Paul went to Damascus and received the Spirit, Paul didn't pimp the gospel after that. Paul didn't try to make money off of Jesus' name. Huh? Paul did not pimp people and use people and cuss people out like Tawana, who gave him money out of the kindness of his heart. Paul didn't tell people, fuck you and your mama, your dead mama. This man is wicked. And the Bible teaches us, come out from amongst people like that, so ye be not partakers of their sin. You, Miss McDaniels, the fake doctor, and everybody that's trying to defend them. I want you to watch the misfortune that befalls you in life. I'm not threatening nobody. I want you to watch how God works in your life, because you know he's a con man. You know that he used the Boski. You know that he was jealous of the Boski. You know all the things that he did. Never came into this to embrace the Boski to fight for R. Kelly. He came in to use the Boski. Let the Boski do the work. Let the Boski do the reading. And then I'm going to come in with my camera and I'm going to keep saying, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App, hit the Cash App. Then he talks about the Boski having alleged sex with a woman, but he's on Randa's page. Listen, what a prostitute.
That was a man.
A male prostitute, a transvestite, showing that male prostitute's naked ass. But guess what, people? He never showed that on his channel. He did it at 3 a.m. on Randa's channel. He didn't show it on his channel because he didn't want these pitiful women who think they got a little short, ugly ass boyfriend on YouTube. He didn't want them to see it because they would stop sending him money, because they would say, wait a minute, he got a naked transvestite prostitute on his channel. I'm not sending this gay dude no money out of my pocket, and he's buying gay prostitutes. Everything that he does is calculating. He's a rat. He knows how to run up under a dumpster. He knows when to peek his head out, when to run out. As far as me using my name, I don't think Choke No Joke's name is Choke No Joke. I don't think Spitting Fire's name is Spitting Fire. None of them use their name. Sky Zone. Huh? I don't even Tasha K don't use her whole name.
Dana definitely will use his name.
Why would you lie on me? And if you play it back, not you, but if the people play it back, you'll see the reason why this woman hates me so much is because I am a decent, righteously inclined man. I put a finger on this murderer before we even found out he was a murderer. I called him out. You're a low-down woman. You sit there and talk about God, but you say the opposition, the ops, when you refer to a grown man in them, because I did what Jesus would do. I said, if there's a disagreement concerning my cousin and what you do, we'll sit down and talk about it. Doesn't Jesus love Larry the grown man? Doesn't Jesus love Angelo? Doesn't Jesus love Azriel? So if a man says, let's sit down in truth and honesty and talk about it, how can you say I'm unrighteous, but a man who you know is in this for money, who has pimped this movement, who has done all manner of evil, who murdered a baby? You're mad at Levi because Levi is legally minded. Levi has a legal team, and I was able to uncover all of his dirt. But I'm going to say this and I'm done. Give me 20 seconds. Miss McDaniels. You know, there was a man in the Bible who owed the king $5,000. I'm talking about forgiveness, God's forgiveness. He owed the king $5,000, and the king brought him there to the court and said, where's my money? The man said, I don't have it. I don't have it. The man fell down on his face, begging the king to give him more time to pay. Well, the king found it in his heart and said, you know what? Go. You don't owe me nothing. I wiped your slate clean. That's what Jesus told us now. He wiped the man's slate clean. 3 hours later, the same man that the king let go was in the marketplace and saw a man who owed him $5. And that man walked up to him and said, "Where's my $5?" He said, "I don't have it. Please give me more time to pay you." And according to the Jesus and according to the Bible, that man beat that man mercifully. He beat him down for $5, even though the king let him go for 5,000. Jesus gave that parable showing you when they told the king, they brought the man back, and the king said to the man, "Did you just beat a man down for $5? And I just let you off the hook for 5,000? And the man said, "Yes, I did." And according to Jesus, he told his subjects, take him in, imprison him. And he turned him over to the tormentors. They tortured that man. Because when God does forgive you for killing a baby, for murdering a baby, and you still go and catch another case for aggravated assault, battery, beating somebody, you beat a woman for 18 years, you turn your back on your children, you tell your granddaughter, "I ain't gonna bring you no Pampers." You do all this shit, and God has already pardoned you and offered his grace and his mercy to you, but you continue to con people, to lie to people, call women dead mothers bitches. You do all manner of evil, and you think that you can save him, Miss McDaniels? Huh? Do you think that you can save him? You know when he put that woman on the screen that he was trying to slander the boss. You know when he came up, I'm done. When he came up with YTF, his idea was, "I'm going to separate y'all from me. I'm about to make all my money. I don't want to be a part. I want to make sure my donations are mine." You know he used the Boski. You know he put that woman on the screen to slander her. You know he's been slanderous, murderous. He's a dog, and I'm done. Go ahead, Dane. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well. I mean, I'm laughing at this chat. Yo, this thing funny. I'm trying to get my burns together, but Levi can preach for days. But he said that this wasn't him in a news clip, and it wasn't him in the video. So, yes, Nikki, his name is spelled wrong, but he left out a L. So, this right here is crazy because he said it wasn't him. Well, he fucked up with me when he crossed me. And when he started going after Mama Mary and Denise and everybody, the older folks, that put me to a point where I can't even spare this man no more. Now, I'm going to keep it 100. I heard, okay, Grandma Jenna, I heard the Boski say that he will have everything he needs. I heard Larry say he will get everything he needs. But when I look at this, I think of this kid, and it angers me. So now everybody's saying, "Dana, what do you bring to the table?" I never thought you'd ask me that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play a little quick song to get my mind right. Just listen.
time. Your time has come. Has come. Has come. Has come. Has come.
Your time has come. So let's go through it. I got the original file, and I've been sitting on it for a while. Uh-oh. So you can't say this is not you. The people of the state of Illinois versus Kevin Terrell. Indictment for leaving the scene. A true bill. Foreman of the grand jury. Witnesses, Officer Lawrence Clark. Let's see what really happened, Kevin. The July 1993 grand jury of the Circuit Court of Cook County. The grand jury is chosen, selected, and sworn in. Excuse me. And for the county, I'm doing it this way. And for the county of Cook and the state of Illinois, in the name and by the authority of the people of the state of Illinois, upon their oaths, present that on or about June the 26th, 1983, at and within the county of Cook, Kevin Terrell committed the offense of leaving the scene of a fatal motor vehicle accident, and that he knowingly left the scene of an accident involving the motor vehicle he was driving near 7015 Southeast in Chicago, Illinois. Well, Kevin, didn't you say the other day that you wasn't there and you don't care what nobody else think because that wasn't you? In which Larry White was fatally injured as a result of that accident and thereafter failed to report the accident to a police station or sheriff's office near the place where the accident occurred within 3 hours after the accident. In violation of Chapter 95.5, Section 11401B of the Illinois Revised Statutes 1989 as amended, and contrary to the statute and against the peace and dignity of the same people of the state of Illinois, charge ID code 9742. Let's go here. Here's your charge papers, brother. Trial and absentia admonitions given. Here's your whole joint. So this wasn't you? Your bond number was 952-11401B. You should have known I was coming when you tried to look me up, brother. Let's look at it. Kevin. Your middle name, no middle initial. Okay, Terrell. Arrest report. This is what I want to see. You 5'6", 168 pounds. You black, you short. Your eyes are brown. Your complexion is medium. You was born July the 6th, 1971. You're a number one male, and your age was 21. So that wasn't you? If I thought you had some credit, I'd take your security number and I'd give it to the Mexicans. But I know you don't got shit. So with that being said, you lived at 740 South Cottage Grove? Okay. So you lived in, okay. You was driving a 1983 Dodge van, body style van, color light blue. And it was towed at 3434. Okay. Okay. You got it all going down. I want to see what's going on, though. Uh-oh. Victim complaint. Name, Larry White. They blocked out Larry White. Wait a minute. They blocked out Larry White address. Victim hospitalized. Yes. Victim injured. Yes. If yes, describe injuries. Major injuries. Major injuries. Hey Levi, why you keep jumping on? Levi was like, I'll be back. I'll be back. Leaving scene fatal accident. Above subject was arrested and that he turned himself into the arresting officers, after being informed that he was wanted in connection with a fatal accident where the victim later died from his injuries in the hospital. Subject placed into custody and processed in 003, where he gave a voluntary oral admission. Okay. So you admitted to them after they had to come get you and look for you. Additional arresting VWATs. Okay, they got some additional stuff. Okay. Let's see. Arrestee search by R. Bell. Okay. So you didn't do time for selling drugs. You did time for hitting a kid. Lawrence Clark, the police officer for victim Larry White. Complaint now appears before. Okay. This is your whole file, brother. So I dare you tell me this not you. 7015 Southeast N Avenue. In the rear. So that was the alley part. Okay. Committed the offense of leaving scene of a personal injury accident, fatal accident, and that he caused great bodily harm to Larry L. White, who subsequently died from injuries sustained. He killed Larry L. White without lawful justification, and that he drove southbound in the rear lot of 7015 Southeast N Avenue, struck Larry L. White, then southbound down alley from scene without stopping to render aid or identify himself. Kevin Terrell failed to stop near scene or as close as possible and failed to report such accident within 3 hours. And this who they support? A killer. And this is who they support, a killer. I have examined the above complaint and person presenting the same and have heard evidence therein and am satisfied that there is probable cause for filing same. Leave is given to file said complaint. The judge signed off on it.
Excuse me, Dana, if I may say real quick, could you please read the name of the judge to show y'all that God is in this? Please read the name of the judge, brother.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. Where you at?
It's at the bottom of all of those documents.
Okay. Okay, when I get there, I do it.
Yes, sir.
All right. Appearance for demand for trial. Immediate trial. This demand for trial to continue regardless whether the defendant is released from custody. Okay. Oh, he had a public offender. Okay. A public pretender, I'm sorry. Kevin Terrell. His address was 1635 East 72nd Street. Chicago. His case number. His IR number. His charge number. Bail previously set for $10,000. What? Room 101. Let's see. Let's see. What else is in the file? Okay. Case number, IR number. Let's see how many counts he get. He got 1 count. This had to be manslaughter. For a $10,000 bond, it had to be manslaughter. Judge 277. Who was that? Okay. Let's go. The people of the state of Illinois. Indictment. Information file in the clerk office. Presiding judge date. So this nigga snitch. Judge T.R. Fitzgerald. Levi. Is he there? Oh. Judge T.R. Fitzgerald. I don't know why he would ask me to read it and then disappear. Assigned to Judge Kelly. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Judge T.R. Fitzgerald. No arraignment. Assigned to Judge Kelly. What the hell? Judge Kelly. So you thinking Judge Kelly sent them the PTI and everything?
No, I was saying that he came on the scene in the beginning to defraud Robert Kelly.
Because of Judge.
And now, no. God works in signs. God works in signs. And now God says, I'm the Alpha and Omega. It was Judge Kelly that gave him a lighter sentence. He came on the scene to defraud Robert Kelly. So as a result of that, this case is going to be reopened. And that grace that God gave him, I believe, is going to be definitely taken back because he came. God works in signs. That's a hell of a coincidence that we learned of this murderer through the plight of R. Kelly, Robert Kelly. But the judge back then that gave him a light sentence for killing a baby's name was Kelly. That's all the point I was making, brother.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. They got his paperwork all over this joint. So he got the paperwork. And then, I've been locked up before. But you ain't been locked up for no real stuff. You've been locked up for, this is a crackhead job. You must have got high and trying to get away from somebody, or you took somebody's stash and they was chasing you and you came through that alley and you hit that kid. That's the only thing I can think about.
And by the way, the person who said that the name was spelled wrong, if you look at that, his address on those documents, and you read that compare it to the newspaper article, his name is spelled correctly on all of the court papers. And that same address appears in the same newspaper article, proving that it was just a typo, which was common back then. So it's the same person. It's the same murderer.
So, I'll be. This is what I wanted to see. I am charged with a felony and a case pending before the court. I want the court to engage in a conference with my attorney and the state's attorney to see if a disposition can be reached without trial. So you took a plea. This is a plea. I understand that I will not be present at the conference. He snitched on somebody. He pulled the Don Russell move.
Thank you. Real smart. You got it.
I understand that the court will hear details of the pending case and will hear of arrests and convictions in my background. Yeah, this is a Don Russell move. I understand that A disposition may not be reached with my case, may then proceed to trial. I understand that I will determine if the trial will be a jury or a bench trial. I understand that the fact that the court participates in the conference will not allow me to request a different judge. Knowing these things, I request the court participate in the conference. Kevin Terrell. Sign. Yo, this nigga's a snitch. He snitched on everybody that was involved. I have discussed the conference with my client, and he desires one take place. I have informed him that the fact that the court participates in the conference and hears things pre-trial, the court will not ordinarily hear, will not be a basis for a change of judge. This nigga snitched on everybody that was with him. Wow. East 72nd Street. Accident, injury, death. Class 4. Oh, that's a felony. Wow. Order. A $10,000 bail for a hit and run that caused murder? Shit. You can do anything in Chicago then.
Well, he snitched, and what he did was, when I say he snitched, I can say this real quick.
For the lighten his sentence.
Am I breaking up?
No, go ahead.
What he does, he's been doing it all his life. He sits and he collects information, and he stores that information like a rat. And whenever he gets caught in something, he says, "I can give you a drug dealer. I can give you an extortion plan. I can give you a murder. I can give you a couple of bodies. I have bargaining chips." The same way he asked the Boski, just, in a haphazard conversation, "What is your children's mother's name?" You see how he works? He collects information. So all of those who have sat with him on phones doing anything illegal, just know that this rat has all your information, and when the gavel drops, he's going to run. He's going to tell it all in order to save his own ass, the same way he left that baby to die like a piece of trash in the streets, and the same way he abandoned his own children. That's his trait. That's what he does. He saves his own self. He says, "My blessing." He tells the woman who took him in Texas, "I ain't giving you none of these my blessings. This is about me." But go ahead, brother.
Wait, Levi. Investigation continues. 3, none at this time. 4, none at this time. 5, will comply. I will never be caught on the phone talking anything with this nigga. He took a plea deal and ratted on everybody. That's why him and Don Russell are best friends. He's a rat. Now come the people of the state of Illinois by their attorney, Jack O'Malley, state's attorney of Cook County, Illinois, all through his assistant, Thomas A. Rick, and answer to defendant's motion for pretrial discovery as follows: bill of particulars. Whoa. A bill of particulars, okay. The physical description of the location of the occurrence is contained in the police reports tendered to the defense in open court. The people may or may not call the following persons. So now here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Patricia Abrams, family of the descendant. Larry White, Dion Abrams, Dr. Whiting, Dr. Statter, or other medical personnel from Wowler's Children's Hospital, Dante Anderson, ASA Nolan, Dr. Chera, Abram Cobb, Chicago Police Department, Officer Smith, Officer Harvey, Officer Hurd, Officer Watts. Officer Bassel, Officer Clark, Officer Rapier, Officer Davis, Sergeant Mauler. Where did his name stick out from? Sergeant Mauler.
It was in a newspaper article.
Officer Ulrich McDonald. Personnel from crime lab. Any person named in the police reports, arrest reports, inventory sheets, medical reports, laboratory reports, preliminary hearing, or grand jury transcripts, evidence reports, or any other document tendered to or available to the defense. Wow. The following witnesses made written statements. Written statements of witnesses, if any, have been tendered to the defense in open court. All memoranda reporting or summarizing oral statements made by witnesses are contained in the police reports tendered to the defense in open court. The people may or may not call any or all persons listed in 2A as occurrence witnesses at the scene of the offense or at the time of the arrest. Written or recorded statements of the defendant or co-defendants, if any, have been tendered to the defense in open court. The date, time, and place of such statements, the circumstances under which it was made, and the witnesses to the making or acknowledgement of the statements are contained in the police reports tendered to the defense in open court. God damn. Please see 6A for any books, document. Yo, they got a whole lab on this nigga. And it's still not done. God.
And if I may say, what's contained in that lab that you just spoke about, those diagrams, those pictures, my attorneys are on it. And if what is shown in those diagrams, and they say they had clothing, photographs, all of that, if it basically confirms Dabolski's account, then there are two options. They can reopen the case on a state level, or they can bring him back on federal charges for violating the child's civil rights, which is a life sentence, basically, which he deserves. He really does, to take that baby's life and see the baby, according to Dabolski, saw it was a baby and just kept going, didn't try to help the baby, left that baby to die like a piece of trash in the street. I'll be quiet and listen.
No, go ahead, finish. I'm just looking at it as I'm scrolling.
Yeah, yes, sir. So what happens is, once you compare, and I sent you a text message, Dana, if you compare what he was sentenced to, which was 30 months, 141 days time served, and you compare that to other individuals who have killed people, especially children, and fled the scene. I sent you a text message of a screenshot of a gentleman, young man, killed the 8-year-old boy, fled the scene, same identical circumstances. The only difference probably is that this guy wasn't on crack cocaine and alcohol. However, that person was sentenced to 10 to 30 years in prison. It doesn't add up that a person who was, I forgot to mention you all, 2 months prior, which I'm going to forward that information to the proper people on YouTube. My attorney was able to pull that information where 2 months prior to him killing that baby, this is factual, he was caught with crack rocks for usage. 2 months prior to killing the baby, he was arrested, charged with possession of crack. And then 2 months later, he kills a baby. However, the Cook County prosecutors, and nothing in that file, you will see his history, which 2 felonies of being caught with crack rock. One was 1989, then 3 burglaries in 1989. And in those burglaries, on 2 of them, he was in possession of a stolen vehicle, which means that he was breaking in people's homes just to support his crack habit. So when I'll say again to Ms. McDaniels, if he can sit and cry and tell people I'm going to confess my life to get money, he can talk about that. He can talk about the fact that he murdered a baby. Why don't you tell the people that? But Miss McDaniels and others, like the fake doctor, they want to defend him, and he hasn't even spoken out for himself. I'm sorry, Miss McDaniels. I'm sorry, fake doctor. But he said y'all got to pay him $500 for him to tell how he brutally and savagely killed that poor innocent baby. And I'll be quiet and listen.
He says, I, the undersigned, do hereby waive jury trial and submit the above entitled cause to court for hearing. Wow. So he waived the jury trial and just took a sentence after he took the plea. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, the nigga's a rat. It's been confirmed. But I'm gonna pause that and Ty, Eva shouldn't be blocked. I don't know why Elga shouldn't be blocked. Hold on. But I'm gonna stop and pause and say this. Shout out to my dog. I got your text, homie. Shout out to my dog, Roddy Rebel. Just got out an hour ago, took his first Uber ride back home. About to turn up. Roddy Rebel is home. Oh, man. Yo, can I get you on my platform, bro? Nigga, you texting me from an Uber? Shout out to my nigga Roddy Rebel. He just came home. Yeah, that's what it is. Who's asking me? Eva. Hold on. So, hey Levi, go ahead, talk for a second. Let me go see what's going on.
Yes, sir. I'll say it again, y'all, that in this country, there are times where or when a person may fall through the cracks when committing a murder or a heinous crime. However, when that murder involves a baby, in those reports that Dana just read, what you will find is that they never mentioned it. They said for killing, in the case of Larry White, they never said minor. They never repeated the fact that this was a 5-year-old baby. And we will not know the real true details, which are graphic, until my attorney gets those diagrams and compares that to what he told the most. Understand something. And I want y'all to remember this as we go through this until this man is brought to justice. And that is, I would like for you to imagine if Kevin Terrell had run over a little white baby in suburban Chicago while high on crack and drinking. And then after seeing the baby, little white baby on the ground, drives off and hits the baby again. Do you think that man would be out right now? I don't give a damn if it was year 1900s. He would have served life in prison. But the corruption that exists in Detroit, excuse me, and Detroit, but the corruption that exists in Chicago, which we see that with Rob's case, the corruption is so thick and it's so heavy. And if you read the reports, if you read what the sergeant said in the newspaper article, there's no love, there's no empathy, there's no justice for little baby Larry White. None at all. That's another less mouth to feed on the welfare. That's how they look at it. You know, hey, he's just a little poor black baby. That child's face is going to be everywhere. It's going to be on T-shirts, poster boards. That baby will be remembered on CNN, MSNBC, because the Cook County prosecutors dropped the ball. They dropped the ball. That is a a life sentence. That is 10 to 30. You can't just snuff the life out of a child. But then you have these people on here trying to defend a baby killer. And most importantly, people, ask him to tell the story for free. Y'all shouldn't have to pay him $500 to tell the story, which is so disrespectful to that baby's life. Oh, also, I want to add that baby, if you read the newspaper article again and for yourself, the baby hung on for about 22 hours. For 22 hours, that baby was, no, about 20 hours, that baby suffered, trying to survive and trying to come back. And if the baby was run over once, according to Dubowski, and then run over twice after he saw it was a baby to get away, and the baby hung on for 20 hours, wouldn't that suggest, had he got out when he hit that baby the first time, that it is a great possibility that baby would be alive today? But all he was concerned about was saving himself, his blessings. This is mine. I'm not giving you no money at Roscoe's Dubowski for no chicken. I'm not going to help you pay to put on these protests. If you want to get a party bus, that's extracurricular. If you want to feed people, that's on you. But what's mine is mine. That's his mentality. That's his mentality. I'll be quiet and listen, brother.
I don't got nothing to say about the Christian thug. I think it'd be on Christian Mingle. I don't got nothing to say. I mean, he made his own bed for him. That's on him. That's on him. I mean, I don't got nothing to say about it. But I will say this. I'm trying to figure out how the hell he got that low of a sentence when this person, Stephen Williams, is charged with reckless driving, causing death, operating with a suspended license, causing death and failure to stop at the scene of an accident when at fault, resulting in death. This is in Ecorse, Michigan. A 27-year-old man who pleaded guilty in the case of a hit and run crash that killed an 8-year-old Detroit boy in April was sentenced Friday. Stephen Williams pleaded guilty to all charges, including reckless driving, causing death, failure to stop at a scene, resulting in death, and operating with a suspended license, causing death. He was sentenced to 10 to 30 years in the Department of Corrections on all 3 counts.
That's right. 10 to 30. 10 to 30 years. But this man, that was an 8-year-old boy. This was a 5-year-old baby. And, you know, I'm going to get off of here, man, because I get emotional over this, man. Because I remember my mama, and a lot of us remember our mothers walking us into kindergarten. Most people remember going to kindergarten. And I remember my mother walking me into kindergarten. I was 5 years old, holding my hand. And imagine back then, a savage beast hits you, sees you, and then, according to the boss, he hits you again and drives off. And according to the newspaper article, runs, hides. And if someone had not seen him, little baby Larry White his death would be in vain. But someone saw it and knew it was him. So the article said they went to the relative's house, the friend's house. Then 2 days later, he turns himself in after he drinks some and cleans up and tries to get all the alcohol and drugs out of his system. But if he had that been a white baby, they would have forensically tested his hair. They would have swabbed his whole body, found cocaine residue, and given him life in prison. So the best that's going to come out of this is little baby Larry White's family, after we're finished, will be able to sue Cook County. That little baby will be if his mother's alive, if his father's alive. Sometimes when people lose a child like that, they can't take it. They may become an alcoholic or drug addict themselves, or they may be, deceased, God forbid. But if the baby has brothers, sisters, any family members, they will be able to file a suit against Cook County and get paid because of the carelessness of how they handled this case. Because they knew it was a black baby, a poor black baby, and they gave less than a damn. But the beauty of it, and I want Dana, because I saw Dana at the protest praying for that the woman about her son. And if Dana could please bless us by praying for little Larry White before he concludes, I want you to understand. I'm spending money. I want this baby's face on a billboard in Chicago. I want this baby's face plastered everywhere. And once he's convicted, little bitty Larry White will be able to rest in peace. He came back from the grave. And if it were not for God putting a division between Dubosky and Tyson, we would have never known. But I'll say this also. We would have known because I'm a street guy. I am. And I know that I believe that Dubosky would have never been able to hold that. I saw the change in his face. Him having kids himself in the streets, when somebody tell you something like that, you can't hold it. He would eventually told it because it makes you say, wait a minute, nigga, I can't rock with you. And that's what he did. And like I said, I don't mess with dude. I don't rock with dude. But at the same time, if it were not for him, and I have to say this, and I don't mess with that dude. I'll never sit down and have a drink with him. It's all good. He stay over there, I stay over here. But I have to for little baby Larry White. And I thought I would never say this in a million years. I have to thank him, Dubosky, for bringing that child's murder to the forefront so that baby could receive justice. I'm not thanking him for me. I'm thanking him for that little baby, that poor, innocent child that laid there suffering. And after he was scraped up off the ground, he laid in that hospital for 20 hours in pain. And now y'all sit around and want to buy people chicken dinners and let him lay up on his back and dance and laugh and joke while you so-called women with children and grandchildren support him. He can have a nice life and eat and drink and talk about people and attack people. But little baby Larry White laid there for 20 hours. Read the newspaper article. He was run over on a Saturday night and expired Sunday. And this man is so low down that he tells you got to pay me $500 if you want me to tell you how I killed that little boy. A murderer. And that tells you he's a murderer because a person who did, it was an accident, he would have came out a week ago and said, yes, y'all, I had an accident and I have gone to God with it. He would have cried like he cried and talked about how that he was in the streets. That man will never have good fortune, ever. And I'm done when I say this. You mark my words. Anyone that supports him, anyone, you will never have good fortune because when God, as the lady said, turns a person into a vagabond, his punishment is having to know he has a grandchild. And when that grandchild turns 5, he will know that little baby that his daughter cherishes, the same kind of child, the same baby, 5 years old, caused the death and destruction. That baby's grandfather killed a baby his age. He has to pay, people. Whether you like it or not, he has to pay. You can try to stand in the way of God if you want. Hey, y'all, I'm done when I say this.
That nigga just disappeared like that. What the hell? I'm gonna start calling that nigga goddamn Transformer. Yo, I never seen nobody to say that people are hating because people stopped a dude from lying. Like, come on, man. I never seen this joint. Only thing I say is, yo, pray for Larry White. Everybody, just do what they do. I don't got time to listen to that bull crap. For the YT, for the Yellow Tooth family that was on the lawn watching, this is what content looked like. Real content that's being brought. So I understand that y'all ran over there to say certain stuff, but it is what it is. I know me. I'm about to get up off of here. I'm about to go make some lunch, and I'm about to sit back and watch TV. But like I say, anybody that supports that guy, you just pitiful as hell. And if you support him, please don't come over here. Please keep your pitiful ass over there with him. That's what I'm saying. If you support him, keep your pitiful ass over there with him. I don't give a hell who you are. I don't care what you donated. I don't care who you donated. Keep your pitiful ass over there with him. Like, I can go down the whole board, man. Like, come on, man. Like, I can really go in. I do want to address this hoe real quick. Miss Fat, you saying they mad you stopped their bag. What bag have anybody stopped? There's nobody collecting the bag. Y'all pitiful. Y'all pitiful. All of y'all hanging together. All of y'all pitiful as hell. Y'all sit over there and talk all this crazy stuff. You stopped their bag. What bag have he stopped? Who's over here getting the bag? Picture this. Everybody over here got a job, but everybody over there begging. Make it make sense. Everybody over here have a job, but everybody over there begging. So what bag have he stopped, Miss Fat? I mean, because you jump from channel to channel for a wrench. You remind me of that little sweet tooth dude. But I ain't even gonna let that get to me. Look, hit me up on Patreon, man. And we gonna continue to grow the Patreon. Sid, Bo, you already know she trash like shit. And I said it. Anybody that she modding for is trash. I mean, yo, I'm it's so much that I can say, yo, that I'm just not. But look, y'all, I feel like this. Y'all gonna get this work. Y'all keep playing with me. Y'all get this work. I will do a 24-hour live on all of your goddamn subs and won't let up. And won't let up. Yes, I did show his social security number. And what else? Y'all ain't, yo, where was that energy when he put my kids up there? Where was his energy when he started pulling my kid's mom file? I hate stupid old hoes. Stupid. You stupid. You stupid. Shaking my head, showed your social security number and all. You keep playing with me, I'll show your shit. And show everybody exactly what your black ass doing. Now I took it easy on y'all, but I seen all of y'all that been talking about me. Now play with me. I make all your subs commit suicide. Because ain't none of y'all worth shit. Anytime y'all can support a baby killer, ain't none of y'all worth shit. Right. Where was all this energy? Oh, DJ, you shouldn't do that when they got me fired. You think I'm going to have energy? Man, boy, you think I'm going to have any type of sympathy for all of y'all dirty ass niggas? Y'all support a person who don't even support his own kids. But then going to talk about, oh, my son is over grown man house. Nigga, we stopped your son from outing your dumb ass. Let's keep it 100. While you sitting over there talking slick, Tell him how you call Kip talking about Dana and grown man had my son over grown man house, and tell what Kip said to you. Man, if you don't get the fuck off my phone, I don't care. And you like, oh, yo, y'all must be cool. Come on, man. Yo, you're a clown, yo. You's a clown. You's a clown. And I want you to keep talking about me. Cause you know what I already told you, brother. You already know what I told you. You already know what I told you. And I don't give a fuck how many doctors you got helping you. I don't give a fuck how many DJs you got helping you. I don't give a fuck how many military people you got helping you. I don't give a fuck how many fake ass Masons you got helping you, nigga. I'm with all of that when it comes to you. So keep talking. Keep talking. I told you. You don't know nobody but that can bring me to the table to talk to you, bro. If you think I'm joking, actually leave what I told her I was going to do to you. She'll tell you. So, is it raining? Ugh. You know what? This is what I'm going to say. Carolyn Holloway, you could take that somewhere else. I don't even care about nothing that you just said right there. Until you walk in the shoes that I walked in, until you go through what I went through with this bum ass nigga, and you can't come on here telling me nothing. No disrespect to you, Miss Carolyn Holloway, but I'm just saying, it is what it is. He gonna catch these hands. And it's just sad that a baby had to lose a life to a sorry suck a duck ass nigga. And that kills me because people can do whatever they want to me. But as soon as I retaliate, it never fails. Somebody pop up. This is about Kales. Remember, kid? Man, come on, bro. Where's this energy when this nigga doing shit to me? Where's this energy when this little circuit is doing shit to me? Come on, man. He killed the baby. He ran over the baby twice and left the baby there. That baby was gasping for air. Matter of fact, run over me. That's what I want him to do. Let's recreate that scene. I'll be Larry White. Run over me. I promise you, you won't have to worry about a bed bug no more. This nigga said, wow. I'm not fucking with you. Not fucking with you. I'll put you like this. YTF files coming soon. Y'all want to play? I'm going to play. Let's play a game. Then ask for $500. Man, I wish somebody would have gave him $500. Kel's tears, they never see none of this. They never see none of that. Only thing they see is when Dana responds. That's all they see. They don't see when stuff being done to me. They don't see that. Carolyn, guess you didn't see he was on FaceTime with Sylvia when they drove by DanaJay. Yeah, see what I'm saying? Another wicked bitch. I said what I said, and I mean what I say. Nobody care. But look, you don't got to be great to get started, but you got to be started. But you got to get started to be great. Elephants don't swat flies. Remember, you kill hate, disparity, and negativity with truth, honesty, and despair. Let all liars lie. They got to prove their lie one way or another. I already said elephants don't swat flies. Be someone important. Of course, I totally agree with you. I am me. Be someone important. Be yourself. Facts, Dana. That clown has lied to everybody about you stealing a defense fund. He slandered your name, took part in getting you fired, and put out of your place. But no one ain't said shit about that. You facts. Facts. All right, I'm up out of here. See y'all later. Peace.